Why did it go black?
I don't know.
Just,
There
we are. Okay.
So I need to do it a little bit before.
I don't know what the deal was with that. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to Punks in the Library. I am NJ Sullivan.
I am Celosia Crane.
And it's been a weird week.
It absolutely has. And I'm going to do my absolute best not to yawn my head off tonight.
And I'm going to do my absolute best to not get another migraine.
Yeah.
Because those are fun.
Uh-uh.
Hello, Charlie. Charlie is here.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey, Uncle Charlie.
Oh, it's showing top chat, not.
Wait, it's not showing. Yeah, show live chat.
There we go. All right.
How you doing, Charlie? You know, you're talking to him. You don't have to type it in chat.
I know, but you know.
But
either way, hello.
Yeah. So
Thank you for being here.
Just as we start, fucking train comes by. Never fails.
Oh goodness.
Never fails. We're looking into moving away from the damn railroad tracks. Just got home from work.
One of the things.
Nasty. Yeah, one of the things is moving away from the railroad tracks. Another one is, like, having space.
Having storage.
Yeah.
Storage would be very nice.
Yeah, it really would. Although right now I feel like I'm sitting in a weird podcast version of, like, a gothic dining room. There are brass candlesticks all over the table.
2 5-candle candelabras, and then at least 2 individuals. So we have a total of 12 candles on the table at the moment. I had to do very quick mental math.
Yes, 12. I just did the same math, and I was much slower. But, yeah.
I almost said 10, and then I was like, wait, no, that's 10 just for the 2 candelabras.
Yeah, and I apparently can't count to 6 twice. It's a thing. But, yeah. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
I wonder why it's doing that. They're hearing us.
Yeah.
So it's working.
Hang on, I want to try.
What?
Direct monitor to single channel.
No.
Okay. No. Never mind. I'm not going to touch anything.
If you do direct monitor to single channel, it won't pick up one of the 2 mics for the other recording.
Anyway, we're still testing out a system.
Yeah, and the first time it worked perfectly fine. Now it's not working.
Well, I mean, it technically is working. The lights just aren't lighting up like they're supposed to.
Yeah, it's very strange. Because to do this, we have to have 2 outputs. So what I did was I daisy-chained 2 preamps together. And I'm running one into the other. And it seems to be working, but it's very strange the way it's working.
So, you know, if you can actually hear us, say so.
Yeah, or if you can hear us, say so faster.
Yes, please. Because otherwise we're sitting here looking like... We're not even doing the Charlie Brown teacher. Wah, 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 wah.
No, we just got nothing. But, yeah. So, how are you over the sound of train brakes?
Well, in general or in specific?
How's your week been?
It's been okay. It's been interesting. I work as a nanny full time, and the little girl that I work with, I'm getting pretty positive she's making the transition from 2 naps a day to 1 nap a day, because she has not napped in the afternoon at all this week.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that is coming up here pretty darn quick. So. Yeah.
It was much easier when your job had 2 2-hour breaks and an 8-hour day. Yeah, that was really
nice. 7-hour day.
7-hour day.
Not even an 8-hour day.
2 2-hour breaks and a 7-hour day.
Yeah. I don't mind it. It's just, you know, instead of sitting there watching her on the monitor,
I have
not sleep.
I have a total of an hour of breaks in a 10-hour day.
I know.
So you're not gonna get a whole lot of sympathy.
I wasn't asking for sympathy. You asked me how my week was.
I know.
Okay. And you know what I use my breaks doing.
Yeah, lantern stuff.
Yeah.
I've actually had a weird week. Hasn't been a great week.
No.
To be completely honest. Beyond a migraine yesterday that was bad enough that I had to come home from work early.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm beginning to realize how little time I actually have.
Yeah.
That's really getting to me. You know, working 10-hour days and, you know, not even working a normal 10-hour day where I'd work from like 6 a.m. to 4.
Mm-hmm.
And get off work and have a few hours. I have like 2 hours in the morning and that's it.
Yeah.
Like all week. So I have a grand total.
And you spent your free time today doing stuff to set this up, finishing up all exactly. That. So you didn't have that time that you could have been
on my day off.
Spending doing your writing.
And tomorrow we've got like 8 different things we need to do.
Yeah.
So I haven't had any writing time in a month and a half.
Yeah.
So, and I've started to notice
it's getting to
me.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting to me badly.
Yeah.
And it's not like I can quit my job. So we need you guys to support us on Patreon so I can quit my job.
Yes, please.
So, yeah. Link is in the description. But, yeah, that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. That's what I'm dealing with right now. Is I have 10 stories to write. 10 stories I want to write. And
no time to write them.
No time to write any of them. And it's going to be worse when I get to recording.
Yeah.
Because I can't record first thing in the morning.
No.
Because my voice has to be warmed up.
First thing in the morning.
Exactly.
Ain't gonna happen.
So my voice has to be warmed up to do that, which means I have 1 day a week.
Yep.
Where I can record. And that's if everything else goes to plan and there aren't dogs screaming in the back or kids screaming in the front or couples screaming or some dude working on his car in the parking lot.
This is one of the many reasons why we would like to move.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't want to spend this whole thing bitching, but that's kind of what I'm dealing with right now. And that's, what we're here to talk about is what we deal with as creators.
Yeah.
Basically, this entire week I spent doing stuff for YouTube.
Yeah. All your free time.
All of my free time was setting up stuff for this live and for the vlog and we're considering doing a charity stream, looking into all that, and no time to do anything else.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am bitching a little bit. Oh well. Deal with it. So yeah, I'm just trying to get back to a place where I can actually start writing again. Because Brimstone seems to be doing really well. I don't have numbers yet because Amazon loves to withhold numbers. They report quarterly for audiobooks. Which means my audiobook I listed in October, that came out in October, I have no idea how many copies I've sold.
Yeah.
None at all. And no way of knowing. So.
Thank you for hopping on, Charlie.
All right. Thank you, Charlie. Nice to talk to you.
Have a good dinner.
Yeah, that too. But, yeah, so, it's getting more and more important to me because I am seeing with this job that if I don't get out of it, I'm going to get stuck in it.
Mm-hmm.
because Brimstone is doing really well, as far as I can tell. And people are responding very well to it. But I need to keep putting out work.
Right. You can't just put out Brimstone and have that be
the only thing I do.
Right. Because
Publish or perish.
It's gonna get to a cliff and...
Yeah. And the only way I can put out work is if I have time to do work.
Right.
And it's really hard to find time to do work with this job. Which is how they get you, in a manner of speaking. It's part of the reason that I think this is part of the reason that so many people started businesses or went independent during the pandemic.
Right. Because
they wanted to, but because of their job, they never had time.
Right. That makes a lot of sense.
They never had time.
And then everything shut down. People were working from home. They didn't have their commutes
Or they weren't
anymore.
working at all.
Or they weren't working at all. Yeah.
And, with the unemployment boost and the government checks.
The
stimulus checks. It gave them the opportunity to finally have the time to focus on that.
Yeah.
What do they call it? The Great Resignation.
Yes.
All these people leaving. I saw somebody doing an article about it, and they referred to it as people leaving the workforce. And I don't think that's even remotely accurate. They're not leaving the workforce. They're leaving companies. They're leaving companies.
Yeah.
It's not, they're staying in the workforce. They're not going on unemployment. They're doing jobs they want to do.
Yeah. They realized and or recognized how valuable they are and how valuable their time is.
And how little they were getting in response to it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a thing. And it's a thing that I had all that time and I didn't use it very well. And now I'm suffering for it. So.
And I'm kind of, I guess, a little bit in the opposite field in that, I went from not having the time to now having a job where I have at least some of that time back.
Yeah.
And being able to apply that time toward our business.
And your own...
Well,
your
to
own
an
projects
extent,
as well.
But my own...
No, I mean just in general.
Yes.
My
writing is still taking its sweet time coming back, but I've been able to do more writing in the last month than I did in the 6 previous.
Yeah.
So.
And for me, I've done less writing in the past month, coming up on 2 months. I've done the equivalent of a day's worth of writing. 2,000 words, give or take.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a interesting thing.
I mean, that's pretty much where I'm sitting too.
But the only thing keeping me from writing is time. There are other factors that affect you being able to write.
True.
So, that's where I want to get back to. And it's been really hard. Especially with running the other aspects of the business.
Yeah.
That makes it tricky too. So, working on that.
Here I go.
Here comes the yawns.
Today, it's not just that we're recording the episode. I did not sleep well last night.
Let's see here. 23 minutes into the episode before you yawned.
Hey, that's not bad.
It might be a new record. But
I have a knot in my shoulder that reared its ugly head today.
Ooh,
trying to loosen it
that.
a bit. Oh, that was the other shoulder.
Jeez. But yeah, so...
It's December.
Yeah, it is.
Sure doesn't feel like December, at least here.
No.
It's been in the 60s and 70s all week.
Yeah, we've had weird weather. One of my writing acquaintances on Twitter uh, pointed out that they're having a heat wave where she lives. And I
Yeah.
told her what the temperature was here, and she was like, "Oh, you're getting it too, huh?" I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very strange." And there's blizzard conditions in Hawaii.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they're expecting like 12 inches of snow on one of the islands.
Oh my goodness. I know one of my former coworkers pointed out that currently we have broken a record for the amount of days in a row without snow.
Really?
Because the snow we got over Thanksgiving, because it melted within an hour,
Didn't count?
it didn't count.
Okay.
So we technically have not had snow yet. And he grew up here and said that November used to be the snowiest month.
When I was 16, I came out here
Yeah.
with my dad, and it was November, and it was snowing. And, like, it was just everywhere.
Yeah.
Colorado Springs all the way up through Fort Collins, it was
And
snowing.
now it's like we're lucky if we get snow in February.
Usually December, January, February
Yeah.
is when we get it. It's very strange. It's almost as though the climate is changing.
Hoo-wee.
Yeah, who'd think that? Only a crazy person or a communist. Yep, National Weather Service has issued a blizzard warning for Hawaii.
Oh, good Lord. I wonder if that is the storm system that Leah was talking about.
I don't know.
She said that her threat to dance naked has worked.
Oh, jeez.
And that they're supposed to get some kind of storms or something next week.
Oh.
So
She lives over in Utah.
she lives on the other side of the Rockies from
Which
us.
means we're probably not going to get that.
No.
If it gets to us, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
If it makes it over the mountains.
But I know the air quality over there's been real bad and it's affecting her lungs again. So.
But yeah. So, what you been working on?
What have I been working on
Yeah.
this week?
Yeah.
Scheduling social media posts for Lantern and Celosia Crane.
You haven't done any recording?
I do have a new episode coming out on Sunday. The first episode of A Christmas Carol, which will be the story that I do for the entire month because it is a long one.
Yeah.
It is also currently the longest episode I have recorded to date.
How long was it?
55 minutes and 18 seconds.
That's just short of the length of Brimstone.
Whew.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I say to date because who knows, Stave 2 could
end up being an hour and
longer.
a half. Yeah.
Yeah. But I really, it's very fascinating to me because Christmas Carol is a story I know. It's a story that I revisit every year. And so reading it, as opposed to reading the stories I normally do, which I'm not nearly as familiar with,
Yeah.
I'm finding myself doing more inflection.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I can put more emotion into certain points because I've heard like 3 different narrators read it. You know, I've read it myself. Yeah. I'm quite familiar with the content. And,
I mean, it makes sense to me. You've seen the amount of effort I've put into doing my... When I do my, like, Brimstone and when I did Stone Sky and Glitch, how, like, long I rehearse.
Yeah.
To get voices right, to do all that kind of stuff. And
I didn't really rehearse. I just kind of went with my
gut.
but
you know the story.
I know the story.
You know, usually I finish the story and a week later record the whole thing.
Right.
So it's a little bit different on that level. I'm going to see if I can reshare this.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's what I've been working on this week. Hoping to do a couple of quick little videos for my personal Patreon. Kind of cooking some of my favorite Christmas cookies and gonna make mulled red wine. You know, things like that for just kind of a bonus content for people on my channel.
Right. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Giving away some of my favorite recipes to people, free for anybody, not just for my patrons. Yeah, that's kind of what I've been working on there. I know over on our Patreon, working on just telling people about it, because neither of us is super great at that, apparently.
Yeah. People just apparently don't know we have a Patreon. It's very strange.
So, talking about it.
Yeah.
And, came up with a whole marketing plan for that, and kind of sharing about our other work that we do as well. Just kind of acquainting? No.
Making them acquainted?
Yes. It was not coming out right. Making them acquainted with our print work as well as our audio work. So,
yeah.
Bedtime Stories is getting real close to breaking 16,000 downloads.
Which is seriously cool.
Yeah. I think last night when I did my numbers, I was at like 15,900 and something. I'd have to look, though.
I just realized I have to, tomorrow night or early Sunday, I have to edit the vlog and get all that up, so I won't even have all day Sunday to work.
No, you won't.
We need to get your skills in DaVinci.
I'm getting there.
Up so you can take some of that over, too.
I'm definitely getting there. I'm getting a lot more comfortable in it. But there's still stuff that I'm like, what, how, why, huh?
I can walk you through, like, what I do to do the vlogs.
Yeah.
And at least you could take over, like, even if it's just one a month or whatever it is, 2 a month.
Yeah. That would be fair.
And split it up. Because it's not difficult.
That's one of the things we do, is we do a weekly vlog.
Yeah, we do.
Where we give you guys little slice of life updates for as many days of the week as we remember.
This one was depressing for me.
Yeah.
I basically spent the whole week talking about how I wish I could get more work done and why am I exhausted all the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, we're just like airing the dirty laundry tonight. I'm only on my 3rd beer. Usually I wait until I've gotten to the 4th or 5th to start airing dirty laundry.
I mean, generally I find dirty laundry smells.
Yeah, it does. That's why you air it.
Yeah.
Okay. I am sending out another tweet letting people know we're here.
Yep, I figured. Sorry, I'm kind of trying to stay here. Physically as well as mentally.
Gotta hashtag it.
It was just one of those Fridays that I was very happy when the end of the day came. And not because I don't like my job.
She hasn't been feeling well today.
Yeah, I've not been feeling super great. It's been a little bit more of a taxing week. Just tired.
Yeah, we've both had a bit of a rough week, honestly. Gotta hashtag it.
Yeah, you said that already.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I need new jokes. Gotta get new jokes.
If you like it, then you better put a hashtag on it.
Yeah, apparently.
At least on Twitter still.
Yeah. We also do shorts on YouTube, by the way. If you guys haven't seen those, they're fun. The last one I did, was the fastest talking I've done in quite a while. It was 15 seconds long.
Yeah.
I was just like, links and description. You know, a lot of information to get out in 15 seconds.
Yeah, I kind of wish in some ways that YouTube would expand that time frame, but I also kind of understand why they don't.
Well, you can go up to a minute.
Okay.
But I wanted to see if 15 seconds got more interaction.
Yeah.
Because it was YouTube and it was shorts and reels that I was using that video for. So, and it did. Okay. On shorts, or on reels at least.
Yeah.
Shorts seems to be kind of hit or miss. So does reels, honestly. But, yeah. Oh, let's see here.
It was our 3rd anniversary of our meeting this last week.
It was. We did nothing to celebrate it.
Well, we were both working. But
yeah.
we've known each other for 3 years.
Yeah, we have. You'd think we've known each other longer and shorter.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough. Yeah, we met 3 years ago this week. 3 years ago plus
Tremont
2 days.
Hotel.
In the Tremont Hotel in Galveston, Texas. Yep.
Where we were there for a mutual friend's wedding.
Hi, Todd.
Hi, Todd.
Hi, Allie.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah, happy anniversary.
So, yeah, we met at a friend's wedding. And now look at us.
Yeah. Getting married ourselves. Blame Todd.
We do.
We do.
I think Todd very willingly takes credit for that.
I think he does. Yeah. But Twitter is doing this weird thing where it's not bringing up a preview.
Huh.
Yeah. Who knows?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Ouch.
I miss the days when this shit was simple, you know? Oh. It seems like not just social media, but like publishing has gotten way more like Wild Westy and chaotic since the pandemic.
I think in part my view on that is during the pandemic, I think we had another flood of new authors come in.
Yeah.
Especially with as easy as it is now to self-publish. With the rise of Kindle. You know, like...
Yeah.
During the pandemic, people had all this time, and they're like, well, if not now, then when? And so we were seeing that influx, and I think, honestly, that's kind of... I'm seeing almost like a tray that's being balanced, like a plate, a spinning plate.
Okay.
And it's off balance.
Yeah, and tell me if I'm wrong here, but does there seem to be a lot more romance authors than there used to be?
No.
No?
You're just more aware of them.
Okay.
There have always been a shit ton.
Okay.
It is one of the largest markets in fiction publishing.
Yeah.
Has been for years.
It seems to be an incredibly, like...
They're just very vocal.
Flooded market, too.
Oh, probably is.
Like, every day...
I don't really read it anymore, so...
Every day I see, like, 5 or 6 different ads for new authors' romance novels. And it's like... There are only like 2,000 agents in the country. I did the math for somebody about that.
Yeah, you did. I remember.
About your odds of getting chosen by an agent. And it's like 0.001%.
Yeah.
Of people who query get chosen.
Yeah.
Like, some of the agents, very few of them talk about it because they don't want
us to know.
They don't want us to know.
No.
But the couple who said they get on average like 40 or 50 queries a month.
Mm-hmm.
And they choose like 2 authors a year. They offer contracts to like 2 authors a year. So
New authors.
New authors.
Yeah. Like signing new authors to them.
So let's do some quick math. If I can. We'll go with 35. No, that's 65. 35 a month. That's 420. Okay. So say they sign 2 a year. 2 divided by 420. It's 0.0047%. Like,
and they wonder why so many people are turning to self-publishing. Yeah.
Or small or indie houses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I technically was published through an indie house.
Not technically, you definitely were published through an indie house.
I guess I just never thought of them that way for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
They're a small press. They're an indie house.
Yes. A small press who is doing very well for themselves because they've got a couple of very savvy people.
Yeah. Hi, Todd. Again.
Hi, Inez.
We need to get Todd and Inez on the show. We need to get Todd back on the show because
yes.
I owe Todd an episode.
Mm-hmm.
Todd was our last guest on the old format of Punks in the Library, and the episode never went live because
we had a lot of quality sound issues.
The midden hit the windmill.
Yes.
And in the words of Terry Pratchett as the narrator, or to paraphrase, every day I sign paperwork because it's important that everybody knows when the midden hits the windmill, it's my windmill. So, yeah. I just love that phrase. I use that at work. Like, so the midden's about to hit the windmill. And
the what?
My boss just looked at me and went, "You're weird." She knew what I meant. But the midden hits the windmill.
I'm trying to remember the iteration of like a fish needs a bicycle that he uses.
Like a fish needs a thing that doesn't work underwater. That was Carrot. Yeah.
Yeah. And rectangular building materials.
Yes.
Yes.
Terry
we
Pratchett
devolve
will always...
every episode, I swear to. We love Terry Pratchett.
Yeah. But Terry Pratchett will always bring a smile to my face. And when people talk about, like, he's going to go completely librarian.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, he's gonna go librarian feces.
Yep, ape shit.
Yeah. Or have you gone totally bursar?
Don't forget to take your frog pills. Pressed frog pills.
Dried frog
pills.
I'll be right back. My vape is out of juice. I didn't prepare properly because I was preparing everything else. I am the tech guy.
He's the tech guy. I'm the marketing person. Marketing head?
Director of marketing.
Director of marketing.
Or marketing director.
Something like that.
You're the marketing director. I'm the creative director. Which is ironic because you're creating more than me right now. Because I'm just creating electrical wire spaghetti on tables at this point.
Spaghetti.
I just ate. I don't really need spaghetti.
Now we had chicken strips and french fries.
Yep. We ate like 9-year-olds.
Sometimes those are the best meals.
I had chicken strips, french fries, and dark beer. Just like when I was 9. But
sure.
That is not remotely true. We didn't drink dark beer in my house. But yeah, so I want to get back to writing. I miss it. And I'm honestly very curious, considering my rankings on Brimstone.
Mm-hmm. I'm
very curious what those numbers are going to look like.
Yeah.
Because the quarter ends the end of this month.
Okay. And you'll have had 2 months?
2 full months.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 full months.
Well, a full quarter is 3 months, right?
Yes.
Okay. I can math.
So
sometimes.
Yeah. And that's Amazon, get your shit together. There's no reason to not report. There's no reason to not. If you can have a live system for books, or a nearly live system for books, you can have it for Audible too.
Yeah, I agree.
But then again, this is the same company that was screwing with people's royalties because of returns.
Yep.
So I don't mind if you get my audiobooks from the library. They're available on library apps. I still get paid. That's
why we chose to go through the third-party.
Yeah, that's why I chose to use Authors Republic, because if you publish your book through ACX, your audiobook, it only goes to Amazon, Audible, and iTunes.
And can take up to 6 months.
Before
it shows up there.
To get put up.
Yeah. And through Authors Republic, how quickly was it up? Like within a week,
2
right?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah.
So it's not quite as quick as an ebook, but that makes sense to me.
Well, it has to go through a different QC process. So
that's why I said it makes sense to me. But 2 weeks as opposed to
6 months.
Possibly.
Yeah. And also, if you're a large publishing house, you can choose your publishing date.
Right.
And do a premiere. If you're an indie, you can't.
Yep.
So, I shouldn't open a beer right next to the microphone.
Probably a smart choice.
Ugh. We're not getting much of a crowd on the live tonight.
No.
Huh. Interesting.
That's okay.
I'm saying interesting shit. Why isn't anybody listening?
We both knew it was going to take a while to get consistent viewers. And it's also one of the socially busiest months of the entire fucking year.
Very true.
So, maybe we just don't have great views this month. I don't know.
I mean, honestly, hard for me to care. I do this because I enjoy doing it.
Oh, goodness.
There's a couple people I meant to contact and I completely forgot, so I'm doing it now.
There you go.
Why do I still have that open? What am I whispering?
I don't know.
I'm Batman.
No, you're not.
I'm Batman.
You're not rich enough to be Batman.
I'm Batman. I am crazy enough to be Batman, though. That is absolutely true. That is also true.
I mean, I picked the one I picked for a reason.
Pick the what you picked?
The specific attribute that disqualifies you from being Batman.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Both your parents are gone.
Yeah, both my parents are dead, and I had a traumatic life.
But you have not the billions.
I don't have the billions.
No.
Also, I'm not in that good a shape. If you notice, I'm like doing my best to hold myself vertical.
I'm trying to do my best to keep my shoulder from reverting to how it was over my birthday.
Yeah, we've both, I've been having back issues too. So
yeah, I have tendonitis that likes to flare up in my shoulders. It's not fun. Thanks, Quick Trip. I should have filed for
comp.
Yeah, and I didn't. Because that was absolutely a work stress related injury.
Yeah. It's just been a long week.
Yep.
Just trying to get through it at this point.
Sorry we're not riveting this week, guys.
Oh, I think I'm pretty damn riveting.
What are you riveting?
I have no idea. I saw that. Yeah. I saw the eyebrows.
Somebody's got to supply the bad jokes.
Yeah. I'm busy tweeting.
Apparently it's my job. Which makes sense, because I'm the one with the dad jokes sense of
you're
humor.
you're the queen of the puns. Get thee to a punnery.
It's a bit late for that.
It really is.
Yeah.
You know, in Elizabethan times, nunnery was slang for a whorehouse.
Yeah.
That's what he was telling her. Not you should become a nun. You're a whore.
Oof.
Yeah. Can't imagine why Ophelia went nuts.
It's reminding me of the beginning of A Christmas Carol.
Which one? Or what part? Which one?
It's part
It's
of
A Christmas
it's part
Carol.
of
There's
the
only
opening
one.
of Stave 1, and he's reminding us all that Marley is dead.
Oh, yeah.
Because otherwise, there would be nothing remarkable in, say, some elderly gentleman showing up for a walk along the parapets on a windy night.
Oh, yeah.
Legitimately to startle his son's weak mind.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I heard a theory, and once again, I'm going with Overly Sarcastic Productions on this one.
Is it going to be Brian Blessed?
No.
Okay. Because, I mean, that's always a theory.
That is always a good theory. Brian Blessed!
I also did not get super close to my microphone on purpose.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But no, a theory that if Hamlet and Othello had switched parts, nothing bad would have happened. Because Othello's greatest weakness is his impulsiveness.
Yeah.
And the fact that he acts without having all the information is what gets him in trouble.
Right.
Hamlet's biggest weakness is the fact that he dithers about it for so long.
True.
So if Othello had been in Hamlet's place, he just would have walked into the room and stabbed the king in the heart.
His uncle, yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Making
the
sure...
current king.
The current king. The one who married his mother.
My mother's brother's wife, and be though I wish it were not so... No, my father's brother's wife, and be though I wish it were not so, you are my mother. That's one of the few lines I actually remember from Hamlet because it's such an insult. You are the queen. Hold on, let's see if I can do it. I know you, lady. You are the queen, my father's brother's wife. And be though I wish it were not so, you are my mother. Yeah. Yeah. You're the queen, my father's brother's wife, and my mother. Yeah. Woof. Oh, I love that line. Anyway.
It is a great line.
So, getting back to my point.
Yes.
If Othello was in Hamlet's place, was in Hamlet, he just would have stabbed the king.
Yeah.
Just without a second thought, he would have walked into a room and stabbed him.
Yeah.
And that would have been the end of it. Laertes wouldn't have died.
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern
wouldn't have died. His brevity is the soul of wit. What was that dude's name? Ophelia's dad wouldn't have died. And the queen wouldn't have died.
Mm-hmm.
Othello might have died. Or Hamlet, in this case, would have died.
For having killed the king.
And if Hamlet was in Othello's place, he would have dithered so long that the truth would have come out.
Yeah.
So their flaws as characters are only flaws as characters as far as they go within the plot.
Right.
And I found that to be a very interesting way of looking at it. And then I was listening to Unseen Academicals yesterday.
A Terry Pratchett book.
A Terry Pratchett book. And at the end of the book, two of the main characters go to see a play, and it's Romeo and Juliet, basically. It's not actually Romeo and Juliet. But the woman is this very pragmatic... She is the head of the night kitchen
Yes, at the university.
At the Unseen University. And they walk out of the play, and her love interest says, I really like that. That was a very romantic play.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, what's romantic about that? Doesn't anybody in the city that it's set in the Terry Pratchett novels is Genua, which is their version of Italy.
Yeah.
Doesn't anybody in Genua know how to take a pulse? Even a pocket mirror would have solved it.
I mean, she did have to deal with the wizards.
Yeah, on the regular.
Yeah.
And what's her name? Mrs.
Oh.
I can
what
never
is the
remember
housekeeper's name?
The housekeeper.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I don't remember.
I'm about to find out.
All I remember is her in Soul Music, showing up in a poodle skirt and ankle socks and the
yeah,
and all of the wizards.
Mrs. Whitlow.
Mrs. Whitlow. All of the wizards who are very portly, kind of
celibate men.
In probably like their 60s and upward.
Oh no, like 60 is very young. Ponderous Stibbons is considered quite young for a high level wizard, and he's in his 50s.
I always pictured him younger than that.
No, he's just a nerdy kid who can't grow a beard, and he's a nerdy kid in his 50s. No, most of them, if they survive their 30s and 40s, they'll make it into their second century. So some of these men are 150 years old.
And
because
she shows up in a poodle skirt wearing ankle socks and saddle shoes because soul music is essentially about rock and roll.
Yeah. About Buddy Holly. About the day the music died.
Yep.
The day the music should have died.
Yes, the day the music should have died. One of the many things we love about Pratchett.
Oh man, he's just all over the place. And Unseen Academicals is basically a love story, love letter to soccer.
Yeah.
And it's very, very good. And it's very anti-racism as well.
Yeah.
And there's a scene near the end of that I had forgotten about where they're on the steps and Mr. What's his name? Hold on. Hold on. Characters. There we go. They don't even have the main character listed.
The orc?
Yeah, the Mr. Nut.
Yes.
Mr. Nut is talking to Lady Margolotta and Lord Vetinari.
Yes, Lady Margolotta is a vampire.
And she's one of the rulers of Uberwelt, which is their version of Austria und Germany und Deutschland.
Und Wallachia.
Oh, yeah, true.
Because that's where all the vampires and werewolves come from.
Yeah. And a good number of the dwarves.
And Igors.
Yes. But Mr. Nutt was raised by her. Mm-hmm. And it was an experiment to see if they could be civilized. If they were taught to live civilized, could they?
Right.
Could they overcome their instincts? Excuse me. Sorry about that.
Oh, sorry about that.
At the end of the book, when it's all said and done, you see Lord Vetinari and Lady Margolotta, and they're talking over dinner at Lord Vetinari's palace, the Patrician's palace. And they find out that Mr. Nutt and Miss Sugarbean, Glenda Sugarbean, I think... No, it wasn't Glenda Sugarbean. Glenda Sugarbean is the other one. No, it is Glenda Sugarbean, because the other character is Juliet.
Yeah. Juliet's the beautiful but idiotic one.
Who is Glenda's best friend.
Yes.
Begrudging. On both sides, in a lot of cases. But they go to see them, and the two of them are sitting there having dinner and talking over the events of the week. and they find out that Mr. Nutt had arrived there and asked if he had broken the gates down. And the assistant says, no. Actually, he lifted them very carefully off the hinges and set them neatly in a pile to the side. He didn't knock.
No.
He just lifted the doors off the hinges and set them neatly on the side, very well organized, but made his point all the same.
He was a candle dribbler.
He was a candle dribbler. Yes, he was. And, well, anyway, they're talking to Lady Margalotta and Lord Veterinary come down the steps. And Mr. Nutt is talking to her because she raised him. And she says, you know, you should go north. You should go to Uberwald and teach the other orcs that live there. There's only maybe a few dozen left.
Right.
Teach the other orcs that live there civilization. And he says, you know, I would very much like to do that. But who is going to teach the humans? And Lord Veterinary actually laughed out loud and then put his hand over his mouth.
He's very stoic.
He's a two-legged spider.
Yeah,
He's
that's
kind
a
of
good way to put it.
he's kind of like Kaa from the Jungle Book.
He's kind of he knows everything,
and nobody knows how he knows, and
really good at putting the people that need to be where they are, kind of a guy.
Yeah, he's
the
a
great
politician.
organizer.
Yeah, he keeps the wheels greased and makes sure that new wheels get put where they need to be.
Yeah.
To make the machine of the city work better, and that's exactly how he'd look at it.
Yep.
But it's the only time in any of the Pratchett books I've heard or read where he actually laughs out loud. Because normally he'll just put two fingers over his mouth to stifle
cover
a
up
smile. But he actually laughed.
Yeah.
Because the impertinence and the actual reality that this kid just dropped. But who's going to teach the humans?
Yeah.
And
we are both very excited over the recent news of the treatment that they are giving all of the Terry Pratchett books from the Discworld books, I should specify.
The whole Discworld.
All 40 books are getting full cast recording.
And some great voice actors and actors.
Yeah, and original music that has been written specifically for them, and we own quite a few between the two of us already.
I have 15 or 20.
Yeah. And we're going to have multiples, basically, because we will be buying all of these.
Buy all of them, yes.
I can't wait.
And, the article I read, the article I sent you, they were talking about the enormity of this project. And over 4 million words, which means over 40 hours of recording.
Yeah.
That is huge.
Mm-hmm.
40 hours of recording. Assume for every recorded hour, there's 5 hours of work. So, 200 hours of work.
Yeah. At least.
And that's just the voice recording and mixing and mastering.
Mm-hmm.
Not including performing the music and writing the music and all the other steps that have to go into it.
I know the title of the article, they were Bill Nighy, who's a pretty famous,
He's well respected, definitely.
English actor.
He played Shaun's stepdad in Shaun of the Dead. For those of you who lean more that direction.
But he signed on to literally read the footnotes, because Terry Pratchett included footnotes in every single book
to explain,
and it was
explain things characters say.
Yeah, his stream of consciousness. And so Bill Nighy is going to get to be Terry Pratchett's stream of consciousness throughout the books.
Yeah.
Which is just going to be amazing.
He's the perfect guy for it, too.
Yeah.
And, we are having a renaissance of radio drama right now.
I'm loving it.
It's so good. Between that and Sandman season 2 is out.
Mm-hmm. They're going to be doing... Well, I know it's not radio drama, but they're doing season 2 of Good Omens.
Yeah. So. It is, like... It's a renaissance of weirdness.
But I'm
so happy
thing
for
I
it.
am so excited about with the treatment that the Discworld novels are getting is there is going to be an entirely new batch of fans.
Yeah.
All
who are going to
people...
come in because an actor
or
Neil Gaiman
with the connection through Good Omens, you know. But all of these people who have not had the joy of experiencing Terry Pratchett.
Well, before I got new headphones. I'm very happy with them. They're Bose. Before I got my new headphones, I was using that JBL speaker at work to listen to my audiobooks while I put metal things in bags. And one of my coworkers, who isn't, he's not a fantasy guy. He's not like a British humor kind of guy. But he would walk by and catch snippets of a Terry Pratchett book and stop and go, wait, what the fuck did I just hear? And then I'd rewind it a little bit so he could hear the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And then he told me this week actually, that he had brought up Terry Pratchett to his wife. And she was like, who's this now? And he kind of told her, I think as best he could,
right,
what was going on. And now she's really interested in listening
cool.
/ reading. And I was like, yay!
Influence people!
Sir Terry Pratchett, GNU.
GNU.
Your name is never... a man is never dead as long as his name is remembered.
Spoken?
I think it's spoken.
I think it's
so
spoken.
keep it in the wires.
Yep.
Keep it on the lines.
That's from Going Postal.
So G means message. It's a code in their version of the internet, the telegram. It's kind of all of those things.
And semaphore. I would add that in as well.
Yeah, it's based on semaphore.
Yeah, I know it is. So, flashing lights.
Okay. The clacks.
Yes, the clacks.
G is send the message on. N is do not log the message, meaning don't write down that you sent it. And U is turn the message around at the end of the line and send it back again.
So they're just constantly
looping names.
Yeah.
As part of their daily work. Because that's how they keep their colleagues who have passed away alive in memory. Mm-hmm. They keep sending their names through the lines. And apparently it's become a thing amongst coders.
Oh, yeah.
To put Terry Pratchett GNU in code for websites.
Nice.
So that it gets sent through the internet.
Oh, very cool. I like that.
Excuse me.
I will nerd out over that. Because he honestly has meant a lot to both of us, I know.
Yeah.
And just... There was a story. I've seen it several times pop up on Facebook, different social media sites. But talking about this kid was in a creative writing class. Mm-hmm. And the professor was like, we're not going to be doing any of that. This is a creative writing class.
Oh, you've told me about this, yeah.
Yeah, and the kid had a Terry Pratchett book on his desk. And the professor saw it and kind of tried to seize on it. And he's like, and the kid was like, I have this book because I am doing I want to say it was not an economics, but, I don't remember. You
gotta give me more to go on than that if you want me to guess a college major.
Sociology.
Oh, okay.
So he was doing a study on sociology and how all these different conditions in life affect people. And there is not anything that Terry Pratchett hasn't touched on. Pretty much.
Yeah.
And it shut the professor up pretty darn quick.
Racism, sexism,
gender
identity, gun violence.
Yep.
The role of a police force within a society.
Mm-hmm.
Corrupt politicians. is there a such thing as a good corrupt politician?
Yeah.
Well, Veterinari isn't corrupt.
Right.
He's a schemer.
Yeah, but
he
he's
would
not corrupt.
he would never take a bribe.
No.
No, you can't bribe Veterinari.
Can't bribe Sam Vimes either.
No.
Straight as a lance.
Yep. Yeah, Sam Vimes is one of my personal heroes. I feel like definite kinship with Sam Vimes.
All of these different sociological concepts that a
and
lot
societal
of people,
issues too.
That a lot of
and
people
the rise of new
will,
technology and
that are very controversial in some ways in our society. Yes,
touchy.
Yes, he deals with a level of grace, and because it's fiction and because it's speculative fiction,
and it's kind of silly worlds and silly writing,
tongue in cheek, but it gets these ideas into people's heads.
And what is art is another great one.
Oh yeah.
If they're nude and they have a vase
or flowers
or flowers, or they're standing beside a plinth, it's art.
Or gauze, I think.
Gauze,
It was something too. Yes, that one was hilarious.
And he also he often very much looks at this stuff and class division too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Sam and Sybil is a great...
Exactly. And I think being a guy who didn't grow up rich and ended up being Sir Terry Pratchett,
right?
When he's kind of to a degree saw himself in Sam.
Oh yeah,
I would see a man who was raised above his station. And what did Veterinari say? He said something is almost zen. His ability to hate the upper classes while being a member of the upper classes.
Yeah.
He's raised it to the point where it's almost zen. Because he started out as a drunk and captain of a very corrupt and inept watch.
Even before that, he started out as a very poor kid in one of the poorest neighborhoods.
The poorest neighborhood.
But they were so poor that all they had was their respect, and they clung to that.
Every street was clean. Every house was whitewashed.
Mm-hmm.
And you always put a little aside to pay for a proper funeral, even if your food consisted mostly of wood pulp most of the week. And, that's the kind of neighborhood he grew up in. And then he ends up being His Grace, His Eminence, the Duke of Ankh, Sir Samuel Vimes, Commander Sir Samuel Vimes.
Yeah.
His Grace, His Eminence, the Duke of Ankh, Commander Sir Samuel Vimes, and ends up marrying the richest woman in the city, and still hates rich people.
Yeah, except for Sybil.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't think of her as rich people.
No, that's true.
And she doesn't think of herself as rich people.
No, she doesn't. I mean, he meets her and she's mucking out dragon pens.
Yeah, dressed in clothes that probably belonged to her grandmother.
Yeah, underneath
the leather apron and the armor. Yeah.
If you were ever wondering, Sam, Sybil.
It's pretty true.
Except that I'm not the richest woman in the city.
No, but that's kind of the backgrounds we come from. I grew up very, very blue collar.
I grew up on a farm.
I grew up fairly well off, but very blue collar.
I know.
And we were raised with those same kinds of ethics.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have it as hard when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But we had that same kind of ethic. I was basically like, I wasn't raised as Sam Vimes. I was raised as Sam Vimes' son.
Yeah.
I grew up on the hill hating the people who lived on the hill. Like, literally, I grew up on the hill in my town. I know. So it's kind of funny to me that, like, to a degree, I did turn into my dad a bit.
Yeah.
And just like Sam Vimes, I don't trust the police either. So it's pretty interesting. How long have we been going?
About an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay, I've got an hour and 10 on here, so that works.
Yeah. I'm not sure we're going to make it a full 2 hours tonight, honestly.
I mean, if we don't, we don't.
I'm fading fast.
Okay. Well, we can stop now if you want. We've gotten to the Sam Vimes part of the conversation.
That's true. We usually devolve to Sam Vimes at some point. Or Overly Sarcastic
Productions.
Which
we got
we've
to
already
both
mentioned.
Of them. Yeah. We got to both of them. And we did some Shakespeare, too.
Yeah.
That's
well-rounded.
new. Yeah.
Well-rounded.
And I spent like the first 15 minutes bitching. So I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
So what are you going to be working on the next 2 weeks?
I have a short story to finish writing and recording for release, both in ebook form and as a podcast episode for New Year's Eve, called
Yay.
The Wishing Tree.
And I am desperately trying to find any time to write. I'm not going to have anything out before next year.
Yeah. Other than Punks in the Library.
Yeah, I'm not going to have any audio books out before next year. Or books.
And I still have to finish recording A Christmas Carol.
And that's basically what I'm going to be trying to do for the next 2 weeks is find time to write.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's my life at this point. However,
yeah,
we do have at least one special stream coming up on New Year's.
Yes, we do.
We are resurrecting my old Twitch tradition of doing a New Year's Eve party for people who don't have other plans.
Yes.
And we'll be playing games and we'll be hanging out and, you know, just having some fun for a few hours.
So if you don't have any plans, if you're not going to be going anywhere, if you're not going to be with anybody, come be with us.
Come hang out.
And we'll try and make you laugh.
It's not going to be a normal stream, so anybody can ask questions, and it's not going to be Punks in the Library. It's just going to be us.
Yeah. If you have any ideas for games that we can play on stream, we would appreciate that.
I was thinking Minecraft.
Oh, well, I mean, there is that. I haven't actually streamed that before.
We can play video games.
Oh, true.
We have them.
We do.
We have the technology.
We both have Minecraft, and we have yet to play it together. That could be kind of fun.
You have to get a server for that. We have to look into that. If
yeah.
we're gonna do that. Or you could sit over my shoulder and tell me what I'm doing wrong in Death Stranding. Yeah, we can figure something out. But
yeah, if you have an idea of something that you think would be fun or funny,
yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
Leave a comment and a like and also subscribe.
Please subscribe.
So yeah, that's going to be it. If you're trying to find us or connect with us, you can find Celosia over there.
Yeah, we got him.
Oh no, wait, over here.
Yeah,
and you can find me over there.
I was gonna do one of those and just stick my hand in your face.
So Celosia is right here, and I'm right there.
Which way did he go?
Anyway. And if you want to find out about everything we're doing with Lantern.
Yes.
Which we have a website coming soon, I swear.
Yeah, another thing he's working on, so.
And the merch store will be back up soon, I swear.
Yeah.
Why don't I have any time to write? I wonder.
Yeah.
But if you want to know more about the Lantern stuff, it's right here. If you want to support us on Patreon, it's right here and also in the description.
Yes.
And over there is where you can find us on Instagram because we do reels and we post pictures and all sorts of stuff.
Yep.
And
snippets from the podcasts.
Do we?
Or at least from mine.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, teasers.
We do all sorts of crap is what we're saying.
Yeah.
And patrons get early access to everything. They get to ask questions during the Punks in the Library lives and
early access to our vlogs.
Yeah, to everything. And
I was just letting them know what everything entailed.
Our vlogs, all of our audio books and audio work that we do, all of that stuff. They get early access. So if you haven't done it, consider doing it.
For as little as $3 a month.
$3 a month. All the way up to $100 if you want to spend that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're willing to do that, you get to be an executive producer on all Lantern projects. You get listed as an executive producer, and there's only 10 slots.
Yep, it is a limited tier.
A limited tier. It's our only limited tier.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think that's going to be it for us.
I think that's going to be it for us tonight.
All right. You want to make a famous last stand? That's another practical.
I don't want to go. I commit my soul to any god who can find it.
That's going postal.
Yep.
I was actually thinking, what was it? The Last Continent.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, bloke's gotta have a famous last stand. It's only right. She'll be right. But no worries, right?
No
anyway,
worries.
So yeah.
All right.
I think we're done.
I think we're done. We'll see you again in 2
weeks. That will be
the week before Christmas.
Twas the week before Christmas, and all through the house, an idiot and his fiance were doing a podcast.
I was gonna say, why'd you point at me when you said idiot?
I preemptive pointing.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't even know where I am right now.
I can answer that one for you. I'm in the dining room.
I'm the luggage. I'm never lost. I know right where I am. It's right here. It's just that everything else isn't where it should be.
That's not far wrong.
No. Anyway, so we will see you guys in 2 weeks.
We will see you in 2 weeks.
And this will be going up as a normal podcast, I promise.
We figured it out this time.
Yeah. Now I just have to find an extra hour at some point during this week to actually do the audio editing and get it loaded up.
You know, that is something I do know how to do.
That is something you know how to do. And you have access to the files now because of the shared system. We have a shared file system. It's lovely.
We have our own private cloud. It's very soft.
We're like Sun Wukong. We have our own cloud. Just fly around on our cloud with our
magically size-changing staff.
Size-changing staff and our fancy clothes and our crowns that won't come off. Mm-hmm. Journey to the West. Yes. Read that one. Start reading that one today, and in 3 years, when you've finished, come back and tell us about it.
I don't even think Red has fully finished it yet.
I don't think Red has.
That's probably why it's taking her so long to finish the videos.
Oh. Anywho, we are done for now.
So long.
Yep. So, until next time, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. We don't actually need to hold faces.